Alright, so this is the game Satisfactory. PS5 and Xbox. It is cross-server for anybody that does want to play with their friends and stuff like that, be able to go in between servers, but you have to be able to be a friend in Epic Games, I think. So basically, everyone that is your Fortnite friends and stuff like that too. So, getting into the game, the logistics of the game. I'm gonna get this recorded started on a good start. Waited until I got up to a certain point. Gonna wake up on the toilet. Oh, always gotta wake up on the toilet, right? It's okay. That's why I gotta get a fresh cup of Joe for the day. Oh, stretch. Alright. Day 23 since my last incident. 23 days. When I actually started this like 2 days ago, but. Alright. So, last night, what I was continuing with is this is basically the game. The game of building up your fix-it hub. You want to make sure you're setting yourself up for goodness. And there we go. It's going to take a while before that's done, but we'll get there. So, I'm pretty far up there. I figured I started the video halfway through, knowing that, I was thoroughly through the build. So, let's start off with our mining gear and our main location of build. So, what you should be doing is going around your map single-handedly. You won't have parachutes in the beginning or jumping skills. You'll just be able to run around. If you notice, I have it efficient. Um, these are water pumps. What these water pumps do, suck water from here, go up to our diesel generators, or coal generators, power up our factory. So, right now, the pipes are loading with water as we speak. It doesn't have power yet until after that. The pipe has water. I like to say flushing it once or twice gets that thing running, but it doesn't. With full tank, usually goes around to right here. Seeing where we're at with that. There we go. Let's do that. And, sorry, I just had to finish up the build from last night, so that way the efficiency of water is productive. There's water going through that tube, but there's only so much water going through this tube. So, okay. That is their electricity farm. Keep it from your base because you're going to be building way bigger than that. So, our mines. So, always have a copper, iron, coal, all next to each other. Those are going to be your three main resources. So what I did was I went around the map. And I found this perfect location right off the outskirts of this water area. If you know where I'm at, you know where I'm at. Here's one coal mine right here, which is well needed 100% of the time. Another coal mine here. That's for electricity. And then another for construction, which turns into steel, which is a very productive way. I have, if you look at that mountain, that's where the copper was. I basically built the floor on that. And then we have our build. So I'm going to start off with the transitional build on the regular iron ore. where you should start off with and where you should start. You should always start off at iron, all right, and then walk around. So what I do is I take these miners, you collect these, you put them like they give you these storage units in the beginning that are like right here next to me. These guys, they give you these one storage units ahead of time. Stick with getting one of those and like put like a 4 in a rack like this. I'm gonna deconstruct these. Make sure they're even together. And like you put your hub right on the main platform and then you start filling it up with different materials. So like this would get like that, this would get that, and you start off with those materials, and as you get bigger, what you do is you transition those materials into a different unit as you're going, and you'll understand because it'll end up being like this. A sufficient, these biofuel generators are just powering my batteries. Like, here's a good one. Check this out. Okay, so these are power batteries that you get into tier 4 or 5, I'm pretty sure, um, which is the best part. It saves a lot of time, so if you end up with a blackout, those batteries kick right in and it just saves your life. You know, you could just turn it right on. Best part is if all of these machines aren't running all the time, it's not going to pull power. It really isn't. It shows that it is, but it is not. So, significant branches, it shows 50% wattage, but it says idle. Idle means that it doesn't have any power transition to it whatsoever right now, so it's not going to officiate. Um, that's the point of the power switches too, as you get them. Hopefully, you'll understand when you get closer. But if you're asking on what you should start off with the build with, and how to set it up, okay? Your main setup would be like typically a crate like this, connected to a smelter, okay, and connected to one of these, just like this. The reason why is because then that way when you get up higher, you can do what you need to do. So in a sense where I'm going to go down here, I'm going to show you at the next mine. We're going to do a little bit of work right now. We're going to do a little extra work. Basic concept of how I got my factory started is the basic lineup and how it turned out. So let's start off here. Okay, see how you see it? There's your miner. That's a Mach 2 right now, though. I'm a little bit higher on the scale than most. And then you start off with one of them. And then you just have it go in one way, just one if you want to. And the splitters, I would honestly do everything from scratch up until you get to the splitters. But do what I did. I did a crafter here on, like, I put my HUD right here, and I had the energy running from it, and it will power all 5 of them with no problem. So the best thing is to place one crafter here, one crafter here, one crafter there, and one crafter there. So that way you have infinite amount of materials being crafted. Plus you want to have a storage system in between the out of the crafters, so that way you have the storage consistently being put in there. And it's transitional. You can basically turn that into that really quick. It's not that hard. I mean, it's a patience. It's well needed. Yeah. Patience is well needed for this. So, let's go out for a hunt. Actually, let's go put this shit away first. I got a lot of Christmas items. Alright. Have it all organized. Always try to keep yourself organized, like ingots and stuff like that you collect. Or Alright, and then, yep, crafting materials is in here. Those. And then why not put all the Christmas stuff in there? Alright, now let's take off. Let's go take care of some business. Best way to get around is to work up to the vehicle, which is this. Oh yeah, so these guys right here in this smog right here that I'm in, do not get out your vehicle. You will die really quickly. I didn't mean to come over. I thought there was an exit originally because I haven't been out here yet. It's the first time driving this truck specifically. I've driven the other ones. There's two other bigger ones on here, plus a train. So you see these things right here? They're running around. These are what we call biodiesel. What I call biodiesel. And you grab as much as you can. Animals are your thing to kill when you're in this game. Plus those slugs give you those. These power shards right here power up your things that you need to go faster. Everything that makes your production speed go up. Yes, I see a spider. Usually they attack, but I got it on passive so that way I can do these videos. It's a little bit easier. Yeah, don't worry about the bodies. You don't butcher them or anything. You just typically just run past them. So we're gonna go on a path. It seems like there's one closer this way, so I'm gonna go this way. I'm guessing it's across the water. I don't even take nothing. Yeah, the Explorer cannot go in water. So if you have to do anything, make sure you have a bridge present, like that. Gotta wait. You know you're comfy. We know you're comfy, but you gotta wake up. Thought so. Yeah, see, watch. It'd be not that far away from base, so that way I could just build. It's gonna be right up on the mountain, isn't it? I guess I'm gonna have to go around. Yeah, sometimes it's strategic. You gotta, like, when you're running around, you can't always remember where you're going, so sometimes it's best to just try to figure it out. I'm not gonna cut anything on this video. Just gonna go for it, because I know where I'm going. This next part, if it's on the top, I'm just gonna go to the top. That's how I'm getting over there. Not gonna be able to get back over. So. I gotta get up here later anyway. Budget. Alright, let's drastically do this. Fours are your best way up mountains and hills with vehicles. They're not doing that. Wake up, little buddy. Hananami. Alright, here's limestone. Let me guess. Iron right on the top of the hill. So that'd be one of the areas that you can't get down from. Oh, hello. Iron mine. From badges. Holy God. This is what we call luxury mine. Alright. So yes, guys. From where my base is down there, I would need a train or a truck to drive from up down here, up there. Just to be able to get my more metal. So, it is kind of complicated. There's also concrete up there, so that way I can get more work done. Not having to come down here. I can do work without having to come down here. That's the point of the Martial Spheres now. They added those in this recent months. There's something wrong with AIs. So, main thing is to always find your start location right here, closest to the coal mine, and then you want to start building upward with whatever you got. And then you want to just basically get your basic materials down, everything that you got in your list ahead of time, and then you want to find yourself a different mine, and then you want to build off that one. And then use that same electricity grid. You do not want to build anything off of any other grid except for this same electricity grid. So that way it functions properly and you don't have any mishaps. So, any questions, please leave a like, follow, and comment. If you have any bigger questions, I will make more videos later on in the week about this and a little bit more in detail. And I hope you guys enjoy your day. Thanks for watching.